Hi, and welcome to this guided meditation. This meditation is for anyone who is paralyzed by their fear and needs help to unlock themselves, to live a truly free existence. Have you ever noticed how the very thing that you most fear often comes your way? Why would this be, when we seem to do all we can to avoid these things? People who think of not dropping a glass of wine at a party often do. And then there are, thankfully, those people who think of heinous things, such as ramming into a car that has cut them off, who do not meet this fate. Why do we sometimes meet our most feared fate, and at other times not? There are two competing brain processes occurring at the same time. One is the conscious wish to focus on something positive, while the other is the unconscious wish to avoid the dreaded consequence, like dropping the wine over precious furniture. Each of these thoughts involves a different brain system, and usually the conscious desire wins over, and we manage to avoid what we dread. The conscious brain searches for the proper distraction, while the unconscious brain checks for errors so as to prevent the dreaded consequence. When the brain is under stress, for whatever reason, this wonderful synchronicity starts to break down. If you overload your brain starts to find it difficult to focus on your conscious desire to find a proper distraction, and instead becomes a victim of negative distractions. What was once an unconscious error monitor changes its nature from monitor to searcher, and the brain starts to look for those dreaded consequences, conveying this information to your action centers. All of a sudden, by thinking too many thoughts at the same time, or by being overwhelmed by seeing a past lover unexpectedly at the party, the hand holding the glass starts to quiver under the loss of your initial conscious control. The wine splashes to the edges, and while you might ordinarily start to gain control, when your brain is overwhelmed, this control is lost. All that your brain can hear is shaking hands drop wine, and that repetitive message sets up the brain, through priming, to do exactly that. It's as though under pressure, the brain turns suppression into expression, and the very thing we most fear becomes the dreaded consequence. How then can you avoid doing the very things you fear most? Recognize that your brain is not set up to automatically get you what you want when you're under pressure. In fact, it's set up to do the opposite. Reducing stress through effective time management, meditation, exercise, or reframing may go a long way to helping you get what you want, rather than just blustering through your stress. For example, if you're halfway across the room with a glass of wine that is beginning to feel like it's going to spill, rather than just blustering through, stop. Stopping takes the pressure off the conscious brain and allows it to get its grip back on your initial desire. You may feel silly stopping in the middle of the room, or you may feel afraid that if you stop, you're just prolonging the dread of dropping the wine. But stopping will help your brain to regroup, and by putting your brain into park, you can switch the brain off and then start again. This allows the brain to reframe and reconnect with your desire. Practice focusing on what you want rather than what you don't want. And when you start to get more and more negative ideas about what might happen, overexpress the positive attitude to yourself. Overexpression is a great way to get the conscious brain to reclaim its grip over your desires. Develop a positive image of your success, like walking all the way across the room without a drop spilt. Repeat positive ideas to yourself. It may seem like brainwashing, and it is, but by practicing, you are also allowing your brain to cement positive habits. Think of negative thoughts like a hot iron, and positive thoughts as a calm, soothing balm. Whenever the idea of dropping that wine, or losing money, or your job, or not getting that house comes into your mind, treat it as you would putting your hand on a hot piece of metal, but with an added calmness that allows you not to have jerky withdrawal. Calmly remove your attention to the negative and search for that soothing balm of your conscious brain's attention to the positive. These are 3 of the many things that you can do. The more you practice them, the more you will allow your conscious and unconscious brain to do what they are supposed to do. And so we are going to spend the rest of our time together formulating a guided meditation experience that will encompass these attitudes and strategies. Starting a process that will help us let go of these feelings often begins with the body, coming into stillness, closing your eyes will open together in the simplest way, just breathing together. I'd like to invite you to take a nice, long, deep, full in-breath, inhaling a little more than you might normally. Breathe in, and then a slow out-breath, slowly releasing, sensing the sensations of letting go. And again, inhaling deeply, a very intentional, full in-breath. You might hold for a moment, and then a slow out-breath. Again, releasing, letting go, relaxing outward. And again, inhale, breathing fully, filling the lungs. You might hold the breath for a moment. Feel the sensations of fullness, and then a slow out breath. See if you can soften down the length of your body, letting go, letting the breath resume in its natural rhythm, and just feeling an increased sense of that relaxed presence. See if you can relax with the inflow, relax with the outflow. Let the senses be awake, listening to the sounds in the room. Inward listening. Be aware of the sensations in the body. Listening to your own heart. Bringing an intimate attention to your heart. Just noticing whatever the state is of your heart right now. Whatever mood or emotions might be here. So without any judgment, just aware how it is. Part of homecoming is to simply notice the inner weather, deepening that listening as we aim to let go of our negative thoughts and replace them with the positive thoughts that fill us with a calm, soothing experience, and listen for your deepest goal. What feels most sincere, most true. We bring a wakeful attention to this life that's right here. The body, the aliveness, and relax. It helps the mind to be open to what we want, rather than what we don't want. The heart. You might soften your eyes. We have a lot of unconscious tension around the eyes. You can smile into the eyes, as if you can feel the curve at the corners of your eyes, and just relax the muscles around the corner of the eyes. Slight smile at the mouth, as if the inside of your mouth is smiling. It sends a message to the nervous system really to let go of fight, flight. Just connect with ease. In a similar way, you can smile into the heart area. Just imagine and sense the curve of a smile there. Not to cover over anything, but to create a space for what's here. Letting there be an openness in the chest, widening out so that the shoulders are free to relax back and down. Feeling the shoulders from the inside, a bit of dissolving, perhaps ice to water, water to gas. See if you can feel that loosening. Letting the hands rest in a very easy, effortless way. Softening the hands and see if you can feel from the inside out the life that's there. It's an intimate, direct attention. Still feeling an openness at the chest. Explore softening and relaxing down through the abdomen area. Letting this next breath be received in a softening belly. This breath and now this one. And again. You can begin to feel a waking up deep in the torso. Just as a cup is filled with water, this body can be filled with awareness. Down through the hips and the legs. See if you can feel from the inside out the sensations in the legs. Scanning down into the feet, as if you could put your whole awareness into the feet. Feel the life that's there. Including the whole body now simultaneously, sensing the whole field of aliveness, sensations moving, flowing, just as they are. Letting this life live through you. You might discover in the midst of the sensations the simple stream of the breath, and again, kind of home base, not controlling anything, just receiving the sensations in awareness. Rest and relax with the simple inflow and outflow of the breath. Noticing when your attention leaves without any judgment, When the mind has gone off into thoughts, simply pause. Notice what's happening right here. The sounds, sensations, moving from a virtual reality into this living, vivid here-ness. And again, just connecting in a gentle way with the movement of the breath. A simple way of coming home to presence. Wherever the mind has been, just to notice what's happening right now, and very gently relaxing back, seeing what it means to make yourself at home in this moment.